Did you see anything wrong with that? Well, some people within this community do, but first we'll explain to you what you just watched.
The video you just saw was a montage of Black cosplayers. You may be asking yourself now, what is cosplay? Cosplay is an artistic expression of oneself through a character by dressing up and imitating the mannerisms of said character.
Often, tens of thousands of people with similar interests in TV shows, movies, or video games will gather at a convention center to share their cosplays, artwork, and interests with like-minded individuals.
Although the cosplaying convention community is founded on an ideal of equality, love, and acceptance, many Black people face harsh judgment when choosing to dress up as a character that does not share their skin. There are a multitude of examples of this unfair treatment. One standout case of this unfair treatment is the public's negative reaction towards Chrissy Victory's diva cosplay from a game called Overwatch.
Chrissy discusses the outlash that she received upon dressing up as her favorite South Korean character and how shocking the ordeal was for her. She reports getting multiple messages from people saying words like ape or kill yourself, all because she wanted to cosplay as a character outside of her race.
A lot of people ask me how I deal with racism in the cosplay community, especially when it came to my diva, because it was 3 weeks of constant people telling me to kill myself and that I was a monkey and all this stuff because I was the first one to wear it that was a POC. And a lot of people didn't want to cosplay diva because of these reasons, and they were scared to be her.
This situation illustrates a significantly larger problem for fans of color. Even though Diva is South Korean, white people will be seen as just cosplaying the character, while Black people will be seen as the Black version of that character. This stance extends to the core of the problem, which is that the Black version is seen as negative, when it shouldn't be.
As stated previously, cosplay is supposed to be all about equality and love for the character, so why do Black cosplayers face these kinds of problems?
We decided to conduct an anonymous survey with 136 participants and personal interviews with a few cosplayers to get their perspective on the issue revolving around Black cosplayers. We wanted to start with the survey results.
Our results show that race does not impact a person when choosing a cosplay, but many still see signs of harassment or criticism in the community. We decided to go into these questions in more depth with other cosplayers.
What influences you when choosing a character to cosplay?
This might seem controversial, but for me it's just how well the character matches me, both personality-wise and how they look physically.
In all honesty, if I like the character, I'm gonna cosplay it. It's just how it's always been.
A lot of things. It affect as an actor, I want to like the character, so likable in my context means some aspect that I admire or wish I had.
I mean, when it comes to just doing cosplay, I don't really judge based on skin. I just judge based on strength of the character and how well I can pull off, honestly, doing it.
Do you feel obligated to cosplay a character that shares your skin color?
No, although I do feel closer when cosplaying someone of my skin color because it's me at home, and I hate the idea of being a Black Luffy, as some people would say, because that's an easy way to segregate, and it's putting a label on something that shouldn't be. Don't judge me because of the color of my skin. Don't take that into account.
I do in a sense feel obligated to cosplay someone that shares my skin color, only because I've seen people who cosplay a character that doesn't look like them, and people on social media just kind of comment on that.
It is hard finding people, because I have tried doing cosplay for people my skin color, but it's really hard doing that because there's not a lot.
I definitely have that pressure a little bit, especially because of my skin. Because sometimes I feel that I gotta be a little accurate. I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, you see. So, it's definitely affects what cosplays I choose and how I go about certain cosplays.
There are definitely a lot of characters that don't have my skin color. Say video games have more of a broader variety. definitely in anime, there are very, very few characters with my skin complexion. Not necessarily saying that's an issue because anime does come from Japan and there are not a lot of people there my complexion, so that makes sense.
Yes, I would, and that's based off of, I guess, seeing others or seeing characters in TV shows, not anime, of your same skin color doing something and you want, or you look at them as a role model, probably.
Do you feel that there is a limited amount of characters that have your skin color?
Yes.
Yes, and very, very stereotyped, unfortunately. One character that comes to mind is Killer Bee. He is African. He's black, and he is in Naruto. This guy has cornrows, shades. He's big, and he raps. Everything he says is a rap, and that's terribly racist.
I feel like now they've been trying to implement diversity into like video games and anime and comics and stuff. So I feel like now the number of people that share my skin color has definitely increased.
I definitely think that there is a limited number of characters to cosplay in like, you know, darker skin tone. Prove a challenge sometimes, of course, like looking for characters.
So just to answer the question very shortly, no, I don't actually feel obligated now. Like, I've definitely cosplayed a lot of characters that don't have my skin color, and that's totally fine, as long as you just have fun.
It really does put limits to what I can do, so if I just stick to the people who are my skin color, that leaves me only like close to like maybe 10, 20.
Have you had any negative experiences regarding cosplaying a character outside of your skin color?
Not yet. I say yet because there are people in the community that will bash you for that. I've seen it happen to other people, and I've seen them like strongly fight back towards it. Kudos to them, honestly.
None that I can recall.
I haven't really faced any problems with people judging me when I cosplay. I just do it for fun and for the love of the story and the character.
No, thank God. One of my friends went under extreme fire on the internet. Don't go on the internet. For cosplaying Silver Mist. She had everything. Long black hair, the nice blue dress, the wings. It was really well done. But the only thing people could see was that she was black and she didn't belong as that character. Or they said that's pretty good, especially since you're black.
I personally haven't had any negative experiences, but I know other people who have, my friends who have. I feel like it works both ways. I feel like if a person with a lighter skin tone cosplays a darker character, they can have the same amount of backlash as a person who is dark cosplaying a lighter skin tone.
As our last interviewee stated, both black and white people get harassed for cosplaying a character that is not their skin tone. We previously only discussed our project in terms of discrimination against people of color, but there are multiple situations in the cosplay community in which lighter-skinned people choose to use brownface, blackface as a way to better embody a character of color.
In the case of Korean cosplayer Pyeon Kim, she chose to dress up as Sombra, a Mexican character from Overwatch. Kim captured the look of the character by darkening her skin color, which was received negatively by the cosplay community. Critics said that she practiced brownface, which led to many more attacking her.
However, Kim stated that due to her culture, she had never heard of brownfacing and its offensive nature. She only wanted to portray the character to the best of her abilities, which led to her choice to wear a darker shade of makeup. So we wanted to open this discussion up to the class. What are your opinions on the situation?